Hello and welcome back to the KCC channel. I'm Rob and today we'll be jumping into some Tales from Tech Support. Our first story today comes to us from Jay Bainlaw, The Curious Case of the Zombie Warranty. Let's jump right in. As an independent consultant, I get all types of clients. Some are one and done jobs and never hear from that client again. Others become regulars, and some are big jobs that then get passed off to someone inside the company to administer. I'm a bit more picky about the work I take these days, mostly because I can after developing a good reputation. But there was a day and age where when the phone rang, and if it was remotely within my wheelhouse, and if the billing hours were good, I would take the work. This is a story that happened recently, when an old account came out of the woodwork years later, acting like it was just yesterday I was at their location completing the job. And as usual, no matter what your specialty is, no matter how much you try to brand your company, no matter the tagline you use when marketing, when you do consulting and are in IT, you will always be the IT guy. Regarding scope of work, timestamped 2014. I woke up one Monday morning to see an email from a sender who was not a current customer, yet the subject line had regarding in it. Thinking it might be spam, I almost deleted it, but decided to review it instead. To my surprise, it was a real email and an actual reply, just to an email I had sent back in 2014. It read, "Hey IT guy, you put this server and some workstations in recently, but it appears that one of those workstations is now not booting and the server is giving us problems. My internal IT, turns out that was his college-aged son, said that the hardware is malfunctioning and will need to be replaced. I need you to come out and open up a warranty repair or replacement on this equipment, and I need that today, bolded and underlined, if at all possible. Sincerely, guy who did a one and done job 7 years ago." Now, back when Obama was still president, I would occasionally partner with another company to sell equipment that carried a limited warranty, and my master services agreement does have a short warranty period in it, but I had no idea where this guy got the idea that almost 7 years later, the warranty would still be applicable. Still, I wanted to make certain there wasn't a unique circumstance that I couldn't recall, so I went to review the file before writing back. 1 server, 4 workstations, cabling, and labor. I have to admit my record-keeping practices from 7 years ago had a lot to be desired, but I did have the scope of work and some associated documents archived in some old business records. It looked like I did source the equipment from a guy I used to partner with at a pretty good rate too, and it did come with a warranty, but that expired a year after sale, and my MSA from that time only warrantied my work for 90 days. So I responded with a politely worded email and attached the documents as backup. Told him I would be happy to swing by today and take a look, but it would be a new job and my rates have changed. About 5 minutes later, this response shows up in my email. "Hey IT guy, those documents attached are not from this sale or they don't look like the agreements I have on file. My receipt has an unlimited warranty with VIP service response within 24 hours. I would scan it in, but my network is currently down. I either need you to come by today to start fixing this, or I will bill you for having to call in someone else to make good on your warranty. Sincerely, guy who is starting to sound like a jerk. I don't like to assume people are doing business in bad faith or lying, but this is starting to smell. So I decided there was only one way to go about settling this: swing by his office and see what he has in his files. Maybe I did make a one-time exception to this work that I just can't recall. Probably not though. Yeah, that is a receipt alright, but not for the serial numbers of any of these machines. I emailed the guy back saying I would swing by in about an hour and we can talk about it. When I get to the office, he was waiting for me in the reception area. Just him as the network is down, so he had to send his staff home to try to work using their own internet connections. He greets me in a hurried yet respectful manner, and then shows me to the conference room. There he had out an old file folder stuffed with paper. The agreement is in there along with all the receipts. It says lifetime warranty, good for the entire lifespan of the equipment as long as we are the original owner. Okay, let me review what you have because it doesn't match my records. This is from about 7 years ago, so I don't really remember this job. It is all there and ironclad. I'm a shrewd negotiator. Are you gonna make good on the warranty or try to weasel out of it? I don't like the guy's attitude, but again, want to keep it professional, so I comb through the mess of a file folder. Missed Mr. Hostage Negotiator might be smooth with haggling, but maintaining orderly records was not a strength of his apparently. The receipt for my work matched up with my records, and then I came to another bill that wasn't in my file. It was just a generic printout with 2 signatures, not mine, and did say lifetime warranty on it. When I got to the equipment description though, I noticed that none of the serial numbers matched my work. This was a different bill of sale for a completely different job. I'm starting to think this guy is trying to pull one over on me, but don't want to throw out unfounded accusations. The equipment on this sheet is different from the stuff I installed many years ago. Did you have someone else in to do work? Yeah, we had another guy a few years ago run some updates, but he said he used the old equipment. Well, only one way to settle this. I asked him to show me the malfunctioning boxes so I can check the physical serial numbers against these records. The manager shows me to the server room and I compare the tags. Not even close, not even the same manufacturer. So here's the serial number, here's the information from my sale documents that match yours for the work I did, and these are not even by the type. But it does match this bill of sale from the guy you had in a few years ago, so looks like he put in new stuff. That can't be. He was supposed to use the old hardware and upgrade a few things. Well, the paperwork all matches with my stuff and yours. So my guess is you're mistaken and the person you had do the work had to replace some equipment. I show the manager all the numbers and manufacturer types and he is flabbergasted. Look, I'd be happy to help, but we are going to need to sign a new agreement, and if you want me to prioritize this job, it will be at emergency rates. But I do have this evening available, or you can try to contact this other guy and see if he will make good on his work. Free advice. Now, I don't want to give the impression this guy was trying to fleece me, but it should have also been obvious to him based upon his files that the warranty was not under my work. Anyhow, I did the investigation that was necessary to determine if it was my problem, and with that, I was prepared to go, unless he wanted to pay me for my time. And then you get to the awkward part of being a consultant, when you have to give a little free advice to get some possible paid work. And this guy was about to try to get a lot of this free work out of me. Okay, maybe this isn't the stuff you put in, but you can take a quick look at it to tell me what the problem is. It could be a host of things, and if you do have a warranty with another company, I don't want to touch anything as it could void that warranty. I'm already about 2 hours into this whole escapade and wanted to clear off some non-urgent work I had scheduled for the days as well. But at the same time, I want to help this guy out, and if that means a few evenings of overtime rate work, I'll take the extra money. Fortunately, it didn't take me long to diagnose the problem. The equipment that was installed was substandard back in the day it was put in, and the box was just dead. Looks like it needs to be replaced and a backup restored at a minimum. Probably the same for any workstations that also won't boot. The swindle. The manager ends up entering into a verbal agreement to pay for 5 hours of emergency work, and I tell him I'll be back later in the day. I take a few photos of his records and try to call the company that did the work that is supposedly warranted. Figure this might be an easy fix if all I have to do is coordinate logistics. Call the main number as I drive to another client and it is disconnected. Email the main contact and it bounces. Look up the website and there is nothing at the domain. Search for the company on LinkedIn and find an old profile from a few years ago. Chase down the CEO of this company and his profile hasn't been touched in years. Throw the name into an internet search and what pops up are some news articles about how he is in jail for fraud conviction. I think you all know where this is going. Took me a few more hours to piece together what happened. Looks like this guy came in under the guise of doing an upgrade, and what he ended up doing was removing the equipment I installed, which was high quality top of the line stuff back then, and replaced it with some substandard cheap boxes he had salvaged from God knows where. What was surprising is that they functioned as long as they did without failing. The manager got billed for new high-end equipment and a lifetime warranty that the company probably never intended on honoring. I don't know if the manager thought he was going to pull a fast one on me after he tried to contact the other company to find they were no longer in business, assuming I would never check the serial numbers or records. But what it did end up doing was costing him a pretty penny for not only my time but all new equipment to get his office back up and running. This guy fancied himself to be some sort of hustler, but ended up getting hustled. Although, true to form though, as we were negotiating my scope of work to get him out of the jam he put himself in, he said, "You're going to give me the repeat customer discount, right? To which I responded, sure, I offer a 3% discount for customers who pay in cash. A hustler has got to hustle. The job was done, and again, true to form, he happily paid in cash, making certain to get every penny of that 3% discount, closing with, thanks, IT guy. It was mentioned in the comments that one would think the company would know that their expensive equipment was being hauled out and replaced with cheap stuff, but in my experience when working with CEOs and execs, they don't know what goes on in the tech room, they just need it to work. I think that other company realized this and they made bank off of it. Although it is kinda hard to spend that money if you're sitting in jail, just saying. Do me a quick favor, have a look down below the video. If that subscribe button's still red, it means you're not actually subscribed to the KCC channel. Please hit that subscribe button for more daily Reddit stories. Our second story today comes to us from Claire Bunny 1988, how a Hollowpoint solved the problem when a manager uses cowboy law to get a new server. Let's jump right in. So I work for a company that supplies point of sale hardware, software, networks, the works to grocery stores all over the Americas. Have been here for just under a decade, and boy do I love my job. I am on the support side of the house, essentially the warranty. This story happened fairly early on. We had this one customer, a small-time independent grocery store chain with maybe 3 stores and a tight budget. They were on a contract that did not include upgrades to their hardware and were still rocking Windows XP servers with at most 2 GB of RAM. We had been having issues on the regular with one store where their poor little engine that almost could would lock up running batches on their inventory for price management, and the manager was proper fed up with the situation. His main file server would lock up, he would call us, we would band-aid it and recommend to the owners of the company that they needed to have a beefier boy installed. They would deny every time. So after about day umpteen million and 3 of this repeat issue and the manager begging both us and his bosses for a hardware upgrade, I get an automated alert that his server was offline again. Well, he's probably just rebooting it because it's frozen, I think. Boy, was I wrong. I call the store and the manager answers with an audible grin so wide I can practically get a tan from all that radiating smugness. Hey manager, this is OP from company. I'm calling because your server is showing offline for us again. Do you have a few minutes? Oh buddy, I'm glad you called. You're gonna have to schedule a tech out here to get this server replaced. Well, you know we need owner approval for that, but if you could just, emergencies are covered under contract, right? Yes sir. And I can assure you that nothing you or I can do from where we are will get this server back online. So this is an emergency, correct? Fair enough, sir. I'll get someone out there ASAP. So I dispatch a tech, and as luck would have it, he was already in the area, just coming off working on another store. I get him to go take a look, and he calls me about an hour later. Tech asking for me specifically, hey OP, can you schedule another dispatch for this store, emergency, to get their new server authorized? Yeah, I can start the process, but you know how these owners have been about buying new hardware? Yeah, that's not gonna be a problem this time. What happened? Can we try to get the server back online? That's not gonna happen there, bud. Calling it catastrophic hardware failure over here? I'll send you a pic. The tech sent my work email a picture, and what I saw was a computer case that had a little hole on one side and a substantially larger hole on the other side. Opened up, the case revealed a penetrated hard drive and a shredded motherboard. Manager got his new computer. Ah yes, this is what we in the IT field like to call a rapid, unplanned disassembly situation. That would be a pretty interesting conversation with the owners though. I would love to be a fly on the wall for that one. Thank you to both OPs for posting their stories in the Tales from Tech Support subreddit. They are linked in the description down below. Please go check them out. Check out one of these other videos, and if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button for more daily Reddit stories.